Hello YouTube, it's Carlos the Rook, and I'm bringing you round two from Chess Zone where I played yesterday. And as I say, get in the zone with Chess Zone. And round two, I got the white pieces again, and I'm playing Girard. He's rated 1902, I'm rated 1809. Let's go. I go with e4 once again. C5, we're going into Sicilian defense. Knight f3, d6. I'm excited to see which variation we get because there's like 17 variations that I prep for. Excuse me. He goes d4, c capture, capture. I mean, I go d4. Knight captures d4. Knight f6, hitting the e pawn. Knight c3. This is all open in theory. a6 to stop the knights from coming to b5. And here I go f3. You can play either f3 or bishop e3. I just like f3 to discourage the knight from coming to g4. He goes knight e5. The knight goes back to b3. Bishop e7. Bishop e3. We develop it. English attack. Bishop e6. Queen d2. He castles. I cross castle. And now the normal move is knight on b to d7. But he plays b5 here. And the engine wants knight d5 in this position. Knight captures, e captures, bishop d7. But so he did like a move order thing, but I want to get back to the one that I know. So I just go g4. And now he go knight on b to d7. So we back in mainline theory. And here I go g5. And the move here is knight e8. But instead of playing that, no, not knight e8. It's actually b4. The move is b4, and then I go knight e2, and he goes knight e8. But instead, he plays knight h5, and now the engine is actually saying knight h5 is best. And then once a3 here, king b1. So it's just fluctuating. For my prep, I got knight d5. And so that's what I go with, knight d5. He takes, I takes. And here, f6, this is theory. Take, take. And now I go knight a5. And my idea is to put the knight on c6 and just block off the c file for as long as I can. And here he goes queen c7. I go knight c6, carrying on with my idea. And here he goes knight f4. No, he didn't go knight f4. The engine wants knight f4. He went rook on a to c8. And his idea is to bring the knight to, I think, b8. And then he's going to, no, knight to b6. And he's going to, what he did like in the first game we played this variation, he went knight b6, took the pawn. When I took back, he took that and he went up a pawn. So that's not happening. So I go bishop h3 so the knight can't move. And the engine wants c4. It just wants c4. It's saying c4 here instead. Bishop captures c4. B captures c4. And they got like knight b8 ideas. Knight b8. King b1. Can the knight take that? No, you don't want to take that because it's with it open up the king. Wow. Oh, I didn't even see that because it's going to be a check on the king. And it wants knight f4 here, but white has a huge advantage. So he played rook on a to c8, and I went bishop h3 to just stop the knight from going in there. And here he played the best move of the position, knight f4. And I took the knight, I took some time, about 5 to 10 minutes to think here. I felt like I had to take the knight because hitting at my bishop really can't go up. So he takes back. And here I was trying to figure out how do I proceed. I see I got the knight pinned. I want to move rooks over and get here. I see I gotta check the move the king over there. I want my queen and a rook over here, but I can't get checkmate because this bishop guards g7. So I'm going to have to run a pawn up the board to try and pry that open. So I really don't see a way to just bulldoze in and get him. So I decided to play it slow. And the engine was rook on h to e1. Rook on c to e8 and take a pair of rooks off, followed by queen captures f4. Because I seen queen captures f4, bishop captures b2, and I lose the queen. I seen that. I wasn't falling for that tactic. I'm 2400 in puzzles, not going down like that. So I just went king b1, sidestepping that check. So now, if I wanted to, I can take this pawn, but that's not priority on my list. I want to get this bishop somewhere and get this pawn rolling. So he plays knight e5. The engine doesn't like that. It got that move completely losing. And here I took about a 20-minute think because I wasn't sure if I wanted this rook. Because he's weak on light squares, completely weak on light squares. And if I take that rook, I'm giving up my domination of light squares. Like, he's going to dominate the dark squares, but I'm going to dominate the light squares. And it might go into a bishop endgame with bishop of opposite colors. It might not. It just depends on how it plays out and if the pieces trade off or not. And I'm trying to get an attack over on the king side. He's wide open. I just need this bishop gone. This bishop is in my way. But I didn't know how to get rid of it. So I ended up deciding to go with bishop e6 check. And my idea here is to swing the king over into the corner. The king goes over. And now I want knight captures e5. And he takes with the bishop. And now that bishop is dominating along this diagonal. But my bishop is pretty good on this diagonal too. So I wasn't sure, but I decided, you know what? An exchange is an exchange. And let's just go for it. And if we trade off pieces, I'll be up in exchange in the end game. So that ended up being my strategy. So I take the rook. He takes back. He got special here. And I go h4. He go a5. I go rook h2. My idea is I want to move my queen, and I want that rook to guard over here on the c file, the c pawn. And here he goes b4. And the engine wants queen d3, but I went h5, and it loses a lot of advantage. Let's see what's the difference. Queen d3, and what's the idea here? Queen c5, a4. I don't see the big idea. I'm going to have to ask the coach about that because I don't see the idea. So I went h5. And here he goes a4. And I'm not taking that b4 pawn. That's a Trojan horse. It's poison. If I take that, the rook's coming over there hitting the queen. The queen goes there. He comes in, check. If I go that way, he comes up, check, drops the queen. If I go this way, he can double up the queen on there and come in for a possible mate. So that pawn is poison. I'm not taking that. But the engine does not like this move. And the reason it doesn't like this move is h6. And that's what I played. h6 hitting at that pawn. And he plays g6. So I'm up 3.08 here. I'm completely winning. And here I come up with the best move in the position. Rook e2. And my idea on rook e2 was I want to take this bishop. I feel like this bishop is too strong. These pawns is coming in on me. I want to take the bishop and create a passed pawn and just push. And force him to try and defend against his passed pawn. And then maybe I can pick up this pawn or this pawn. Or maybe even both. And go into a winning rook pawn endgame after trading the queens off. So he goes queen c5. And here the engine wants rook e4. Rook e4 to maintain a winning position. And it's saying he has to go king g8 to get out of that corner. And then the move is b3, a captures, c captures. It was rook b8, queen e1, rook e8 to stop the sack on the rook. Rook captures f4. Oh my god, rook captures f4. Queen c8. And black is just backpedaling here. Queen captures b4, just giving up the rook. You just give up the rook. Why would you do that? Bishop captures. Queen captures. Oh, because you got both pawns. Exactly what I wanted to do. Get both pawns. It's accomplished. Stockfish is a beast. Stockfish is a beast. I didn't do that. I went rook captures e5, giving up most of my advantage. D captures. And here I go d6, and now it's completely drawn. The engine doesn't want d6. It's saying you need to play rook e1. Rook e1 and pressure this pawn. And the idea is to win this pawn. That way it kills black's counterplay. Then this pawn can push. I see it now. Queen d6, blockade. I didn't want to allow a blockade. King c1. That's just counterintuitive. a3. Rook e4. Wow. A captures b2. Come on. King b1. This is what Stockfish wants. King b1. And how can black not go over to a6 with the queen and rook and threaten the mate? How can you not? Now let's say rook a8. They say that's completely losing. Queen captures b4. Let's say here, queen here. Oh, it's just a4. What about queen here? Oh, rook e1. Rook e1. Stops it. Wow. Wow. So you just get an umbrella. Okay. That's nice to know. So I went d6 here, and that gives up all advantage. And he went rook d8, and once again I got the advantage. He's supposed to go king g8 and come out the corner. And it went c3 here. I just wasn't sure what to play. I just wasn't sure. But it went c3, cracking that open. So this is what the engine wants. c3. It's saying b3 now. Chess.com engine says something different. But it's saying b3. Queen d3. Bishop captures a2. We're going to do the umbrella again. We're doing the umbrella. King g8. Queen a6. No. Queen c8. Queen a5. King f7. I don't see it here. Oh, queen captures e5. And yeah, that's dangerous. Okay, now I see it. Now we cooking. Now we cooking. That's dangerous. That is dangerous. But I'm on 1800. I didn't see that. I went d7, thinking just push this pawn, the queen, and fade back, and I'll take this pawn. That's what I was thinking would happen. And then give me some luft, and I can get another pawn, maybe. But he went king g8, And his idea is just to move the king over closer and get the pawn. So here I wasn't sure what to play. Stockfish says a3 is even, queen d3 is even, queen e2 is even, queen e1 is even. I went c3, and that's not even. That gives black a 1.11 advantage. I just didn't know what to do. I felt like I was in trouble here, and I didn't see how to go forward. So he takes. I take with the queen. I thought taking with the B pawn would leave me open, but Stockfish says taking with the B pawn was the best way. But I didn't know the way. So now we know the way. So queen takes, B takes. I felt like this was losing, and I was right. It is losing. King F7. I bring my king up. King E6. The pawn's going to fall. There's nothing I can do about it. I go C4, just trying to push that pawn. He take. I take. He take. And now my idea is just to get this king right here and stop him. He go king D6. I go king E4. And here, A3 is the winning move. A3 or G5. I was thinking G5. Come here. And he pushed this way. I seen that both of these pawns can push and deflect this pawn. This pawn can't stop 3 pawns. It can stop 2, but not 3. And so he pushed this way, deflect that, and this can run, bring me back. Then his king go over there, pick that pawn, and then bring these in. So that was the winning idea. Instead, Girage played king c5, and now it's completely drawn. Completely drawn. I went from winning to losing to completely drawn. So I went king captures e5, king captures c4, and my initial idea was to take this pawn, then swing over there and get that, but then I saw, hey, why would I take that pawn on f when I could just go straight to the h pawn, take that, and then promote my pawn? So I went king f6, and my idea is to just get this pawn. And here, it's saying he needs to play king b4. He plays g5, trying to, if I go forward, he's going to deflect my pawn that way and slow me down. I take the g5 pawn. And a3, it says keeps equality. a3, king captures f4, king c3, and it's saying it's equal. We both on queen around the same time. But what about a3, king f6? Then it's king d5, king g7, king e6. I take, you don't let me out. Wow, that's crazy. And that's how you get the draw in this position. That is crazy. I didn't even consider that. You don't let me out. Wow. That is fascinating, just fascinating. So he went king c3, and that's completely losing. I go king f6, king b2, king g7, takes. He go there, and I come back to this pawn. First, I was almost went to king g8, but I'm like, if I gotta trade this queen with him, I need to be able to get to this pawn here. So the correct way to go is closer to this pawn, because this queen gonna sack itself to stop that pawn. So he goes a3, h7, a2, and here our queen. So I had 10 minutes left on the clock. I don't remember how much time he had. He had maybe 20 or 15 minutes. And I actually forgot to hit my buzzer, my clock, to stop my time. So I end up losing maybe 4.5 minutes before I realized, hey, my time was running. I was wondering why he didn't play. And so I hit the clock, and then he went on and we finished the game. A1 queen. Take, and this is all just elementary, so I don't need to tell what happened, just show the moves. And I'm just walking them down. And here Jiraj resigned. So this game was all over the place. Once again, it come down to a rook endgame. Two rook endgames in a row. And I played them both completely wrong. And I pride myself on studying endgames and especially rook endgames. But that shows you just how complex rook endgames are. That no matter how strong you are and how much you study, there's still so much to learn. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. Tell your friends and family about it. Let's grow the channel. Have a nice day. Bye.